Well, looks like we are getting a McDonald's.
What's up, guys? It's Ben A. For the third time in 100 years, Germany has surrendered to America, retreated, and begged forgiveness. I can't believe I could say that, but it's 100% true because Germany was part of this really pathetic force that NATO sent to defend Greenland. It's one of the biggest islands on Earth. It is very rustic. It is untamed wilderness. And 15 French soldiers, 13 German soldiers, 2 Norwegian soldiers, 2 Finnish soldiers, 1 British soldier, and 1 Belgium soldier is not going to do the trick here. This is an image of the full force that NATO has sent to defend this monster island that is right off the coast of Canada, that is not too far from America, that is in our hemisphere, and that rightly, truly does belong to America. And the reason why I can say that is because during World War II, the last time that all of you asshats couldn't defend yourselves, well, America had to go defend Greenland. Denmark was conquered without really a shot even being fired. They just surrendered to the Germans. That means they surrendered Greenland, and America had to go be the administrator of Greenland. We had to send American destroyers and submarines to Greenland so the Germans didn't seize it and then have a giant base right off our coast. So these dumbass Europeans have been, messing stuff up for a very long time. Firefighter jets over Greenland. President Trump is not having any of it and is saying, well, you know what? It's time for us to actually administer this island once more and for good. Trump is imposing tariffs on all of the nations that launched this pathetic little force to try and defend the island. Again, I wonder how long these guys would last if you had the same guys who black-bagged Maduro in the dark of night when he was surrounded by 300 really well-trained soldiers with really great equipment. Yeah, I don't think it'd be a long battle. Well, anyway, Europe is losing their mind and freaking out because President Trump is promising tariffs and lighting a trade deal on fire with Europe. And he's doing that. It accounts for, in the case of Germany, we did the math here, $3 billion per soldier. So that's what each soldier on Greenland, that's what it costs, $3 billion to Germany. So this isn't great. And now they're freaking out. The Europeans are losing their minds. And what do they do when they lose their minds? Oh, they're calling it a meeting. The EU is calling another meeting. They're going to send more letters and have more meetings. Yeah, okay. Screw that. That's just not the way that you operate. And Europe has post-colonial hangover that's going on right now, and they've forgotten how to be superpowers. They've forgotten how to run the world. It's very sad. It's pathetic, but that's just the way that it works. And, nations are always rising and falling. And right now is a time for America to rise. Germany withdraws all 15 troops from Greenland. There you go. Germany has surrendered to President Trump. There you go. Good Sunday. Germany is withdrawing all their 15 troops from Greenland after President Trump issued tariffs on 8 European nations. Bundeswehr soldiers leave Greenland. There you go. The reconnaissance team left Greenland. 15 soldiers left the Arctic island on a civilian plane. They didn't even have a military plane. It's really pathetic. They had to fly coach. There's photos of it. President Trump promised that it would be a very bad day for European nations that have soldiers there. Germany plans to withdraw 15 of their troops from Greenland after Trump announced his tariffs. Germany is not defending Greenland anymore. All 15 soldiers have left as Donald Trump announced a 10% tariff. Germany withdraws its troops. There you go. EU will lose Greenland in the coming days. Europe finally means business in Greenland. Troops are pouring in to stand up to Trump. Checks actual numbers. Germany just surrendered. Norway and Sweden and France, they promise maybe eventually. Right. Okay. Got it. This is not a military buildup. This is a Euro road trip for the lads. That's exactly right. Unelected officials screaming Greenland is for the Greenlanders. Germany is for the Germans. You go to jail. That's exactly right. Yeah, it's amazing how much they're going to defend this, but they won't even defend their own nations. They'll allow their own nations to be invaded by infinity Syrians and Afghanis, right? After everything America has done for Europe over the last 120 years, handing over Greenland is a tame ask. It's a no-brainer for the continent that wishes to continue their national security welfare dependency. Why should these nations, these European nations that pay zero to NATO, zero for their own defense, look at how much America pays. Why should these pathetic nations get free welfare national security And then, by the way, this is percent of GDP. This is not total numbers. This is a percentage of GDP. Look at how much more America pays for the defense of Europe than Europe pays. And then they say that they're going to keep their precious little like Greenland that is in our hemisphere, right off our coast. No, I mean, this should just be, I mean, it should go without saying that we will hand over Greenland for you to continue to protect us. This is how it works when you are the vassal state. Germany won't spend money on their own defense in NATO, but they will buy first-class tickets for the soldiers they sent to Greenland for a 2-day fishing trip. Not only the German military flying commercial, but first class. Back of the plane for me. Look at here. These are the scary German soldiers that are here, checking X, no doubt, with their Apple Watches. It's pathetic, honestly. How far everyone has fallen. Now, there are some people that are community noting this and so on, and I want to be fair and read the community note and read stuff like this that says that the Germany announced that a 13-person reconnaissance team would deploy for this mission. The framework of the mission had them returning today, flying home. People are saying that this doesn't mean that Germany is in retreat. Okay, that's fine. Maybe this was planned to return home today. What I'm saying here is that if you wanted to send a message of strength, you wouldn't have your soldiers at the airport checking their bags like a bunch of dorks. You wouldn't have them flying back, where people can just take photos of them, like scrolling through X on a filthy plane, right? You would have them stay. If you wanted to send a message of strength, I mean, what do you think Trump would do in this situation? He would have these soldiers stay to send a message. They're not sending a message. No, Trump's the only one sending the message, right? Posting stuff like this. And President Trump sending a message at the White House and through his intermediaries, like Stephen Miller, who was, again, just on Fox News, explaining very clearly exactly why Greenland must be administered by the United States of America. You won't hear a better explanation than this.
Greenland is essential for America's national security. The new domain of international competition is going to be polar competition. That is where more and more resources are being spent by our nation's adversaries and rivals, is the ability to control movement, navigation, lanes of travel in the polar and Arctic regions. Greenland is 25% larger than Alaska. Greenland is the size of 1/4 of the continental United States. With respect to Denmark, Denmark is a tiny country with a tiny economy and a tiny military. They cannot defend Greenland. They cannot control the territory of Greenland. Under every understanding of law that has existed about territorial control for 500 years, to control a territory, you have to be able to defend a territory, improve a territory, inhabit a territory. Denmark has failed on every single one of these tests. So they want us to spend hundreds of billions of dollars defending a territory for them that is 25% bigger than Alaska at 100% American expense. But they say, while we do this, it belongs 100% to Denmark. It's a raw deal. It's an unfair deal. And most importantly, it's unfair to the American taxpayer, who have subsidized all of Europe's defense for generations now. American dollars, American treasure, American blood, American ingenuity is what keeps Europe safe and the free world safe. And Donald Trump's insisting that we be respected, Sean.